Hey, Gemini. See here what's going on? No need to make any rash decisions unless they get you unstuck. If you know, if you're unsure, I would hold off. But the beauty of you is that I think when you know, and it needs to happen. Sorry, I'm struggling right now. Okay. So, these moments that come about, I think, the meat of it doesn't really start until Venus goes into Gemini. Then I think that's, okay, boom. That's when I think that you should address things. That will be on the 11th, so this will be like a few days after this comes out. And what you find here is this control, this dominance over the life that you seek, in a way that can also feel like you're trapped. Now, if this is with a person, I'm going to just say it in a way where it makes sense romantically or in friendship. If one of you is over demanding, if it's you that's over demanding of the life that you want, then the keyword demanding just shows you that you may not be in the right place or with the right person. Now, if it is the right person and you know it, then it's time for you to let go. Control what you can. Now, adversely, if this is a person being overly controlling or demanding of you in your time, you feel like you're trapped between two different places. The life that you want to have and that you do have, and you're continuing to put effort into, the 10 of Cups, or it's making you feel like a prisoner in that. Because ultimately you're choosing, right? So if you don't want what you have, or if you know that it's not what you want anymore, this is a great time to get out or to start the process of any situation that isn't adding to this scenario of these cups being fulfilled. This could also be this part of you that realizes, okay, we go a little spiritually, we go a little more, into this side of you, that maybe something comes to you or a sign comes to you, and it could be around the 11th. But astrology is only so linear. And it's the side of you that maybe you're demanding too much of yourself to get this done in order to do this, and you find yourself running into walls, and it's like, you're like, I just want to be free. Like, my mind is so freeing. The ideas are so freeing, but then I find myself constantly committing and doing this and that. And that would be great if you knew it was just expanding your life even more. But if it's really coming out of you doing this to make someone else happy, no wonder why you want to do the extreme thing sometimes. Now, my advice to Taurus is going to be a little different than yours. My advice to Taurus was not to just cut everything out. For you, you may do that. In one area of your life specifically, you may just want to start fresh. And it could be just starting fresh with the side of yourself that needs to believe in something more. Because that relieves a part of you that you may have the other twin, perhaps, and maybe you've just left the other twin on the floor. Yes, I did rhyme. I will continue. Mercury, or the Magician here in Taurus, goes into retrograde by the time the season goes into Taurus. So before then, it's great to get whatever you need to unearthed and up in the open, especially about the way that your life looks, as opposed to the way you want it to. But add in your perception there as well. Like, is your perception or your perspective only seeing this because ... Are you only seeing this because you're only looking in this direction? Yeah, this wall again. there's something where you may be holding yourself back. And finally this month, before even the retrograde comes, the wrapping up of these eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, you see death coming. Like, you know what it's like to change, but the chances of you like letting go of that side of yourself is slim. You like having all the different sides. This is really something that is going to be buried, going to say bye to, because it's no help to who you are moving forward. Whether or not you decide to break something off, break a connection off, change the way you do your career, or if this is a friendship pattern or relationship pattern that you're breaking, you realize it's only, this ending has come up time and again. You've seen it in the face. It's not that you haven't seen this side of yourself before, but you didn't want to do anything about it. It felt maybe too massive at the time, but you're kind of in for a dramatic moment with yourself in a way that's healthy, because you like that sense of, that inspiration, or remember we talked about in the first part. Now this is your chance to have this moment with yourself. Maybe you don't make any drastic decisions until then. Maybe this is what happens during the retrograde, and you allow the retrograde to unravel and be kind of like this support while Venus is in Gemini, aspecting your sun, your rising, or your moon. And especially for moons, you finally can put words or something to how you've been feeling for the past, I don't know, could even be 10 years. That you've been kind of in this back and forth with yourself, because you can just change. But truth is, if you change without absolving or evolving, you're still changing from that place, the same place. If you've accepted, evolved, absolved this, then you're starting from a healthy place. So this one specific area of your life is going to relieve you of a lot. It may seem like you're about to jump off the deep end, and maybe you are for some of you, and maybe it feels good because you're not going to drown, because you trust the support from above, from who you are. And if you're lacking that faith, that's where you need to start, maybe. Because you realize that you've been, again, going back to, it's hard to see, but you've been keeping yourself from more of the kind of life that you've been thinking you've been building. All along, you're not on the same page with these people or yourself. That you think you're doing one thing, but your actions say something different. And that misalignment causes so many weird things to come about and situations to come about. And how you respond is how you know you're aligned or you're not. And I know this can be a time, but if there's only misunderstanding happening, it's not a great time to communicate. And maybe you thought a page was a king, but he turned out to be a page. It's okay. It's okay. Yes, your boundaries have been crossed. Yes, you've allowed it, but now you can realize that you can move forward. That this wasn't, and this is not someone or anything to keep spending your time thinking about what if, what went wrong. You don't need that. You realize that all of this helps you to move through that a lot quicker. Actually, allows it to be revealed. We don't realize sometimes that we hold back our own revealings because we don't want to face our own feelings. Yeah, it may halt you for a moment. Yeah, you may have less energy at the moment, but that's your emotional side going through what it needs to go through in order to feel like you can feel again, and you do, and you already do, and you will. You just realize, like, oh, I get it. I haven't wanted to cut this out because I like a certain part of it. Who says you can't have all of it? You know you can. Why not in love? Like, come on. Which may cause a moment of like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, something or someone presents itself in a way that is real and true. It may not be a king or a page, but there's someone that if there's someone who wants to save you, that's not a great way to start off a relationship. Just take it from me. They just want to offer you their hand, their cup. You know, they know they can keep going if you don't take it, and you know they'll be just fine. But there is a beautiful moment you have towards, more into Taurus season in the next few months, because you, instead of indulging in what once you thought were fruit, you get to celebrate how you have become more thoughtful of how you and your ego, you and Source navigate this life. And that's something to bask in. So many people, you've helped so many people along the way that they want to help you, that you get so much from just the energy you get to surround yourself in the months to come, that nothing else really matters. Because you finally realize where this last part about loving yourself unconditionally wasn't working, that there was something conditional on it. That you can only have love if, or you can only have this if. Sometimes those are true. But if you're demanding all the amazing things but still have this one, or we all have toxicity, I shouldn't say that, but you think you don't have a place to grow, then you're missing out, I'd say. And let that part of you, seep into the earth, give it its moment, tell people about it, share, and then just let go. You can only do your best, Gemini. We'll see you soon.